ShartimusPrime, reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella wacky nicks, taking bad hits, taking bad shits,
Subscribe. You can see his chonies hanging out just a little bit. Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another DC Icons action figure review on the DC Collectibles DC Comics John Stewart Green Lantern. If you're trying to pick up this figure, you can get it.
Big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
Get a quick look at the packaging. Pretty standard DC Icons packaging right there, looking very nice. And you can see the other figures on the back. If you want to see detailed images, it's all over at ToyNewsEye.com. This figure is awesome. I really like this Green Lantern figure a lot. Very good John Stewart. I really like that we get these interchangeable pieces right over here. I love these effects. They're really cool. He comes with a cool lantern as well. And look at the figure itself, man. Great paint applications. I do have one gripe, which has actually been kind of consistent with my DC Collectibles as far as the paint goes. Now, the figure comes with these really cool interchangeable forearms and hands. So you could just take this whole thing off right here, then replace it with this one right here. I think that looks really good. I think that's pretty awesome. You have this one right here where it has the port for all these effects pieces, which I'll demonstrate in a minute. But then you can also get them with this fist right here, just showing. Oh, broke it. I actually blame myself for that break because I could feel that I wasn't pushing it in at the right angle. As you could see how it was left right here, it was perfectly straight. And if you go back and watch it, I actually had an angle to it as I was trying to push down there. So that's just me not paying attention enough and looking through the viewfinder and whatnot. And I'm not saying that just because this is a review sample. I've actually broken review samples before from DC Collectibles and have said, hey, that shouldn't have broken, you know? So this one I blame on myself. And I needed some surgery-like precision to get that peg out of there. I don't recommend this for the kids at all. Adults, do this at your own risk. But yeah, I had to peel the plastic part off of this twisty tie and then heated it up with a lighter and then poked it right into the center of the peg. Did that a few times and then ran it under cold water, and then I was able to pull it right out. So at least I still have this port that goes right in there and works just fine now. Don't want to break this one, but yeah, there that goes. So we have our different effects, which are awesome. I really like all three of these. These are cool. Looking at this one right here, I really like the effects, man. Translucent green plastic looks really good. Very nice sculpt in here. I think this is great. And I love how it wraps around the top of his fist. So you just port that in, and bam, that looks sick. I love that. That's fantastic. Then he also has this effect piece right over here, and you just port that right into the ring. And look at that. That's really cool. Man. Whew, I love these. These are just badass. But my absolute favorite one is this one right over here. And I like this a lot because John Stewart's an architect. I wanted to be an architect when I was a kid. That's what I thought I was going to grow up to be. And I just think this is awesome. And I love that about the character too. You know, he's not just the black Green Lantern. He's an architect and he's got his own persona and everything. He's just as unique as all the other Green Lanterns. So I really like this a lot. And in Brightest Day and Blackest Night, we of course get this lantern right over here, which looks fantastic as well. I love the translucent green plastic right here for the sides of it. You get the lantern logo right there. And the handle is articulated so you can move it, and you can fit this into either of his hands. Unfortunately, he only has like these lantern holding hands for the left side, you know, even the white one right over here, the glove, it's, you know, he doesn't have a fisted hand or anything, so it would have been nice to get, you know, at least one other interchangeable hand for the left. Now, as far as his head sculpt goes, I think it looks absolutely fantastic. I love it. It looks very realistic. It does not look generic in any kind of way. It looks unique. It looks like John Stewart to me. I like how the hair came out over here, even the ears look really good. The facial expression is very stoic. I think it's appropriate for John Stewart. I really dig it a lot. And I don't have too many problems with the paint apps. I think the paint apps for the head sculpt look really good. It's just the eyes, again, just a little bit off with the left eye right there. So that bothers me a little bit. So that's actually my biggest complaint about the paint on this figure. I really like the green a lot. Very shimmery green color. Looks great. Very clean paint apps right over here, I think. A little bit of bleeding outside the seams, I guess, but I don't know, it's not enough to really bother me that much. Even this little bit right here, I'm just noticing it right now, just looking at it really closely through the viewfinder, but before I didn't really pick up on that, you know, so I feel like I'm getting nitpicky if I really want to, you know, complain about that. I like how we get the sculpted lines right over here from when it goes to green to black, you know, so I think that's really cool. Looking on the back right over here, that looks really good. I do want to do a little comparison with the green color that we got from the Hal Jordan, and they're slightly different. I think the Hal Jordan one is just a little brighter, so yeah, they are just a little bit different, but not too much. We got a little scuff right there. But anyway, looking at the back of him, you know, back muscle looks really good, arms look good, and then we got some nice flesh tone right over here that we already saw, and then the paint coming around over here looks really nice. I like that we get these wrinkles in the suit. I think that's really nice. Very realistic looking, I think. And then of course this is a seamed line sculpted in there, so it's not just painted differently. I like how they got the pegs green on this side. What color are they on this side? Oh, they're green again. Okay. Some companies got to figure out a way to get, you know, dual-sided colors for the pegs and the joints, and the feet look really good on John Stewart as well, and it does have peg holes back there. Now the articulation is consistent with what we've seen before. Lack of head movement as far as going upward. That frustrates me, especially for the flying characters, man. Yep, it doesn't look up more than that, so, and that's not even looking up at all, so it's a shame. Anyway, the head moves downward. You get side-to-side movement over here, and you get some head pivot as well. Shoulders move outward that much, they move downward that much, they move forward, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows that only meet at 90 degrees right there. You get forearm rotation, of course, wrist swivel, all the hinges on the wrists move up and down. It has a diaphragm joint that twists side to side just a little bit. It barely moves forward, barely moves back. It has a little bit more pivot. He does have the waist crunch that barely moves forward and barely moves back. So all together they move back that much, and all together they move forward that much. Anyway, the hinges at the hips move up and down, and that allows movement to go all the way outward. They can kick all the way forward. Double jointed knees. The ankles move down, up, and there's ankle pivot. And here he is at his widest stance possible with both feet still flat on the floor. And you really have to turn these legs inward in order for this to happen. And from doing that, you can see I've chewed up a lot of the plastic over here. So yes, DC Collectibles, we really need a thigh cut. Now to measure out this figure, you can see that John Stewart is standing just a little under 6.5 inches tall. Then here's our DC Icons John Stewart Green Lantern compared to our DC Icons Hal Jordan Green Lantern. And you can see that John Stewart's standing just a little bit taller, especially looking at the shoulders over there. And just to tickle my curiosity, I wanted to see how some of the Hal Jordan Deluxe effects fit on here. And they work out pretty well. I took this right hand off because the only accessory that fits for his right hand that matches here is the fist. So you can get that on there, kind of. It doesn't really want to stay, but that could work if you wanted it to. The shoulder pads work as well. You could add the shoulder pads too if you want to. I'm actually missing one of them, but you know, the thigh pieces don't really work, so you can't use those, and then not all of these other effects over here work, but you know, it's kind of neat that you get some options right here. And then for your John Stewart comparison, we have the DC Collectibles John Stewart, and we have the DC Direct John Stewart over there. And you can see the big difference between the suits. Then here's John Stewart compared to the Marvel Legends Big Time No Letdown Spider-Man, and you can see that these icons are getting closer to the Marvel Legends scale. And then here he is next to the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man, and I lucked out. So I just tried putting the broken fist right back in there, and there's still enough right here for it to still port in there and for me to articulate this hand. So wow, I got really lucky. Again, I really like the figure a lot. I really love this effects piece right over here. This is definitely how I'm going to have him displayed. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to put him on a stand like that, but definitely using this effect piece right here. I think it looks really cool. And the break is, I mean, you know, you could see it for what it is, man. I did break the figure. I do see it as my fault because, you know, I was fatigued. I had just done a Hot Toys review, and then I was working on this review, and I was just getting a little sloppy. I honestly wouldn't say all that if I didn't think it was my fault, but, you know, take it for what it is, man. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the like button. Go ahead and leave a comment down below. If you want to stay tuned, I'll have some boxes showing up over here so you can see some of my previous videos. If you haven't subscribed already, stay tuned for the subscribe circle and go ahead and click it right over there. If you want to see a photo gallery of images, it's over at toynewseye.com. Follow me on the Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Links all in the description below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace!
Posing action figures, I'm posing action figures, I'm posing action figures every day. I'm posing action figures, I'm posing action figures, I'm posing action figures, it's okay.
That's crispy.
Oh, broke it. My fault.